Hey, it's Coach Lomax back. Hope everybody's having a great week. Um, just wanted to put a response together about PE and being a critical consumer of sports. So, first, I wanted to just do some research about the term critical consumers because I'd only really dealt with it as it pertained to getting information from the media. Like whether what you were hearing in the media was real and valid and factual information, or whether it was someone's hypothesis or even just propaganda that was being pushed out there. So I'd really only dealt with it in that kind of reference before. So seeing how it applied to education and in particular physical education um, was very valuable. So I'm glad I was able to do some of that research. Um, so when I'm looking at PE and I think about what should be important about it, I think that students need to be aware that about all the things that they're learning and how it can actually apply to make them healthier and more fit in their lifestyle once they get out of school. So beyond just team sports or learning the rules and how to play sports, it's obtaining information that will help impact their lifestyles. So I think that's what they should be looking to do. And in the information age, there's so much info out there and so many things that they can find. And being able to be diligent and have it be important enough to them that they actually go out and look and research for themselves whether the information they're finding is valid, is it current, or is it 20 years old, or even if it's is it relevant to them. You know, does it really apply to their life and what they're going to do and what they like to do. So that's the first thing that I think about. And then the second thing I think about is from my own personal experience. I served for 4 years on an advisory panel for the NFL and USA Football, dealing with the impact that concussions and TBI, traumatic brain injury, was having on youth football and the game of football in general. So parents were becoming so concerned about concussions that they weren't allowing their kids to play football anymore. And it was really having a huge grassroots impact. So part of our responsibility on the advisory panel was to kind of help USA Football and the NFL get back out and get people interested in the game more and get parents understanding that the game was safe and that there were so many things in place to help make it safer and that people were constantly working to reduce the amount of concussions and the that being the precursor to traumatic brain injury was part of that. And then the other part was just getting the statistics and information out so that they understood that football not only wasn't um, a big cause of concussions, but it wasn't the largest cause. There were more young ladies getting concussions playing soccer than there were young men getting concussions playing football. There were more kids per capita getting concussions from riding their bikes or hopping on a skateboard than playing football. So, once the data is out there and we kind of had to get parents and kids to be really interested in going out and finding this data and being engaged enough and care enough about maybe getting their kid involved in a certain sport to go out and do their own research and find the data themselves and become critical consumers of this information. So instead of just, hearing from someone that football is not safe, are you willing to go out and do the research to find out if football is a safe sport or if it's, just as safe as other sports or even more safe than some other sports. So I'd be interested to hear too some feedback from some of the other educators and coaches out there on what their thoughts are about traumatic brain injury, concussions, um, and how it pertains to football or your sport as well. So I just wanted to share that story with you. That was an important project that I was, very, very proud to have been a part of, and I feel like we made some changes, and some of the commercials and things that you've seen that USA Football has done and put out there, um, I think have really done a good job of bringing football back to the masses and re-energizing the interest in football, especially at the grassroots level. So, hope everybody has a good night.